Hi, I'm Scott Burkett, and I teach career professionals how to market themselves into jobs that give them what they really want, whether that's money or growth or satisfaction or stability. Today I'm going to show you one of the most fundamental and important lessons that self-marketers can learn. These are from the marketing world, courtesy of a modern advertising giant and a really old but still very relevant advertising principle. One of our age's most successful advertising stories is Google. I searched on the keywords find jobs a couple of months ago and found these two ads literally side by side in the search results. One of them very clearly has to do with helping interested people find jobs. One of them isn't quite so clear. Now, they're both Google ads, so somebody's going to click on both of them. One of them leads to a landing page that talks about signing up and looking for jobs. The other leads to a page that's more for employers looking for staff or clients rather than for job seekers. Now, if you're a job seeker and you land on the first page, you can make a quick decision about whether you want to sign up. If you're a job seeker who lands on the second page, the first thing you probably think is, what is this? Unlike the other page, it's not immediately clear that this is for you. That confusion will make you hit that back button on your web browser and just keep looking. After all, on Google, you don't typically lack for choices, right? The advertiser that is confusing on Google not only loses that potential customer, but he loses 50 cents or so every time that little back button click happens. If you're a job seeker and your resume creates that same confusion for a reader, you lose the chance at that job because, of course, companies today are buried in resumes. How do you fix it? Well, let's translate the concept to your resume. The information directly below your name is what I would call your Google ad. The rest of your resume is your landing page. The ad's one job is to convince the reader to go ahead and read more of the resume. That's your landing page. Your landing page portion, the rest of your resume, has to rapidly convince people that getting to know you makes sense based on their specific needs at that time. They're going to be either convinced that it's worth reading or they're going to have doubts. It's like a very sensitive scale. The words you use tilt them towards conviction or doubt in a very quick period of time. Let me give you an example. This is the resume from the internet of a pretty senior technology job seeker who has project and software and other leadership and management experience. This is typical of a lot of resumes I see every day as a practicing recruiter. Candidates think that the more they stuff in the top half of their resume, the better off they are. But is that true? Let's do this. Let's color code the resume. Grouping like words, and what I think you get is a very confusing picture. Strategy and marketing and technology and lots of different skill sets and job types all sort of jumbled into one big canvas. You could look at it a different way. There are 4 distinct job types listed: executive, leader, manager, consultant across the top of this table, and about 10 different functional areas down the left side. That's a very confusing picture for the reader to sort out as they look at this resume. Now, you might be thinking, what's wrong with covering a lot of ground, right? Maybe somebody will see something in there they really want. Well, that kind of thinking violates one of the fundamental rules of marketing that you can't afford to violate if you want to be effective. And that rule says confused buyers don't buy. They don't want to figure things out. They don't have secret decoder rings, and they absolutely hate it when you make them do complicated math while looking at your resume. They aren't going to spend a lot of time reading and thinking about your credentials unless you give them a really compelling reason. And that's the resume's job, to draw clear, crayon simple lines between what they need and what you do. That's what Google teaches good marketing students. Now, here's a centuries-old marketing lesson that you can apply directly to improving your resume's marketing power. Imagine you're walking by a newspaper kiosk. You walk by it on your way to work. In the morning, there are dozens of competing newspapers stacked up on the ground, and all you can see is the top half of the first page, the headlines and the pictures there. In old school marketing, that top half of the newspaper's front page was known as above the fold. It was the primary selling mechanism. Better stories and headlines above the fold meant more sales as people walked by. Now, get out a resume, fold it in half with the printing on the outside. Look at what's above the fold, the top half of the first page of your resume. Honestly, what's that all about? What does it look like you're trying to convince people you can do? Is it one thing or is it a lot of things? Now ask yourself, if they get 10 resumes of people who are just as good as you, does the top half of your resume give them a compelling, obvious reason why they should choose you instead of somebody else? If it doesn't, you've got a lot of work to do. Now, to help you do that work, I've built a simple one-page cheat sheet. It focuses on the above the fold section of your resume. It'll walk you through 5 separate, little powerful exercises that you can do on your own to see if your marketing is helping you or hurting you. It doesn't cost anything. All you got to do is put your name and your email in the box to the right, and I'll send you to a download page and you can get it. 5 simple steps You can do them in about 15 minutes. It'll help you grab more attention from the busy people you're trying to get noticed by. You get more interviews when you improve your marketing above the fold. Put your name and your email in there, click send me the cheat sheet, and you can get it right now. Thanks so much for listening, and we'll talk to you next time.